Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm your girl Winnette and you are tuned to Cooking with Winn. In today's video, I'll be teaching you guys how to make Liberian pumpkin soup. So you can use the pumpkin or you can use the butternut squash to make your soup. It really don't matter. Okay, so for my pumpkin soup today, I'll be using 1 onion, habanero pepper, the butternut squash or the pumpkin, red snapper, and microfish. In here I have chicken feet, shrimp, beef cube, and pig feet. You can use whatever fish or meat you prefer. It don't matter. You don't have to use exactly what I'm using. Alright, and you're gonna need vegetable oil for frying. For my seasoning, I'm gonna be using black pepper, adobo or purple seasoning, 2 feta cube, seasoned salt, and chicken flavor bouillon. You're also gonna need tomato paste for your pumpkin soup. These are the ingredients I'll be using for my pumpkin soup today. If you want to learn how to make this meal, stay tuned and keep watching. So to season my meat and my fish, I'll be adding black pepper, I'm not measuring my seasoning, guys, I'm just eyeballing. And I'll be adding some adobo or purple seasoning. I'll add in chicken flavor bouillon. Once you have the seasoning on your meat, you can go ahead and add your liquid. You just want to add the water for it to cover the meat. Don't worry about how much water to add. And also you're going to be taking the liquid from the meat and add it to your soup later on. So yeah, this much water should be okay because I don't have hard meat in here, so I don't need to worry about it cooking longer. So I'm going to take this to the stove and cook it for 15 minutes, and then I will mix my fish with the seasoning. Make sure your hands are clean before mixing your fish with the seasoning, and be careful before you poke yourself. Once you have mixed your seasoning with the fish, you can cover this and set it in the fridge and let it marinate till you're ready for it. You're going to be frying this, by the way. If you don't have a deep fryer, you can use the same oil you're going to be frying your pumpkin in. You first want to fry the fish before adding in the pumpkin. But because I have a deep fryer, I'm going to be using my deep fryer, so I don't need to use the same oil that I'll be using for my pumpkin. So I'm going to cover this and set this aside till I'm ready to fry it. To cut your pumpkin, you want to just cut it into half. This part of the pumpkin, you're not going to use it, so get rid of it. You can clean the middle with the knife or you can use the spoon. I think the spoon is easier and safer. Just like this. Oh, once you're done cleaning the middle of your pumpkin, next thing is to go ahead and peel the skin. I find a smaller knife much easier and safer, so you can use a smaller knife to peel your pumpkin. I think you can also use potato peeler, I'm not sure. The skin of the pumpkin is hard, so I don't know if you're going to be able to peel it with potato peeler. I'm going to try it with potato peeler just so you guys see what I'm talking about. So the skin of the pumpkin is very hard. So when you use the potato peeler, it's gonna be hard for you to peel. But I mean, you can try. If it works for you, you can go ahead and use it. But it's just wasting my time. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my small knife. So you basically following the same step. Cut your pumpkin, clean the middle and clean the outside. Get rid of the skin on the outside and then get rid of the seeds in the inside. And then once you're done, you can just dice up your pumpkin. You can dice it into medium dice or smaller dice, doesn't matter. Because you're gonna be cooking it, it's gonna melt or break down anyways. So once you're done peeling your pumpkin, you want to cut it into a size that you can be able to dice it in. Cut it on a cutting board, guys, if you feel comfortable. Okay. So once you're done cutting it into a size that works for you, you can go ahead and dice it up. Like this length or this size works. So you just go ahead and just dice it. Don't worry about the size. So you're gonna do this till you're done dicing up all your pumpkin. So once you're done cutting all your pumpkin, you want to wash it. So I have water in my sink. I'll just go ahead and add it to the water. Just want to wash and rub them. Okay. Now just get my strainer to drain the water off. And while you're washing this, you want to get your pot ready. The pot you're going to be frying your pumpkin in. Put it on the stove, and then when it's hot, add your oil to it. Once your oil is hot, you can go ahead and add your pumpkin to your oil. So once your water has drained, you can add it to your pan. Once you have your pumpkin in here, you can go ahead and add your onions. And you want to wait for your oil to get hot. So now we're going to be moving over to the stove. So I added about 2 cups of oil in here. Now to test if your oil is ready, you can just grab like a slice of onions and just drop it into the oil. Once it starts to fry, that means your oil is ready. You can go ahead and add your pumpkin into the oil, but slowly and gently, okay? Once you have your pumpkin to the oil like this, you just want to let it fry about 5 minutes, and then after the 5 minutes, you're going to come and add your seasoning along with your blended pepper into the pumpkin. So I'm going to give this 5 minutes of frying, and then I will come back later and add my seasoning. So the 5 minutes is up. It's time to add in your pepper and your seasoning. I'll first go ahead and add in 1 pita cube, and I'll just break it apart. Add in some adobo. Now I'll be adding in my blended peppers. So you can stir them in together. Now I'll be adding in my tomato paste. So I'll just add about 2 eating spoons. Just mix your tomato paste in, or stir them all in together. So while your pumpkin is on the fire, you can go ahead and get your deep fryer ready for your fish. If you don't have a deep fryer, you need to fry your fish before frying your pumpkin. But because I have a deep fryer and I'm going to be using my deep fryer, that's why I went ahead and just put my pumpkin into the oil. So right now I have my deep fryer plugged. I'm just waiting for the oil to get hot, and I'll be frying my fish. You can cover this and let it fry for 20 minutes. So my 20 minutes is up. I'll go ahead and check. It's time to add in your liquid. So this is the meat that I cooked earlier. I'm just going to be using the broth or the water from the meat and add it to my pumpkin. You want to stir it in. Once you have your water in, you can go ahead and add your meat, like the beef cubes and the pig feet. You want to leave the shrimp and the chicken feet for last because you don't want them to overcook. Once you have all your meat in here, except the shrimp and the chicken feet, stir it and mix them in. At this point, you want to taste it and make sure your seasoning is right. And once your fish is ready, you can also go ahead and add it to your soup. So now my fish is ready. I'll go ahead and add my fish to the pot. Now also add in my chicken feet and my shrimp. And just stir them in and mix them together. You just want to let it cook till the water reduces. Once the water reduces, then your soup will be ready. So that's all we're waiting for now. The water should dry a little bit, and then our soup gonna be all ready. This is my pumpkin soup. After the water has reduced, this is how it's gonna look. At this point, there's nothing else left for you to do but for you to enjoy your delicious meal. You can have this pumpkin soup with rice, or you can have it with quinoa, bulgur wheat, whatever grain you want to try it with. It's totally up to you. I went ahead and put it with rice for you guys. I haven't had it with quinoa or other grains yet, but if you want to try it with other grains, go ahead. All right, but we Liberians, we should have our soup or our stew with rice. This is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoy watching this video. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like, share with your friends and family, watch my other videos. Leave me a comment if you have any question or concern. I appreciate you guys for staying tuned to the end of this video, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.